and welcome to this new video for my channel, The Mental Traveler. I'm Caro Herrera and today I'm going to be reviewing a book called Redeeming Love. It was written by Francine Rivers, published in 1991, and it's around 477 pages long. Before I begin though, let me just say that this will be a video with mild spoilers, so if you haven't read the book yet, beware. Okay, so I'd never heard of Redeeming Love up until February 2020, actually a few days before I bought it, and I've been a Christian my whole life, but I've never really been into biblical fiction, even though historical fiction is my favorite type of books, especially if they have epic love stories. Anyways, one day I was having dinner with some fellow Christians that I didn't really know that well back then, and one thing led to another, and then I started talking about how much I love to read, and these people who are now my friends, they aren't as fond of reading as I am. They said that there was one book that they really loved and read in like just a week. It was this Christian novel called Redeeming Love, of course, and they recommended it to me, and I saw that book cover and I was like, alright, I'll check it out. But then I did some research and I read some reviews and everything was very promising, but what really made me decide to read this book was reading a sample of it, specifically the prologue, because it was really shocking and I just felt this urge to keep on reading and discover what was gonna happen and how were things gonna work out in the end for the central character after such a shocking, emotionally packed beginning. So yeah, I bought it and then I read it in less than 3 days because it was just that good and I couldn't put it down. Before I tell you guys what the story is about, in case some of you are not familiarized with the plot, Redeeming Love is based on the Book of Hosea. It's a book from the Bible, and I'm afraid to say that I've read that book before, but I absolutely didn't remember it at all, and I haven't read it after reading Redeeming Love. But it's about this prophet called Hosea, whom God tells should marry a prostitute, and he does, but the woman repeatedly leaves him and keeps on cheating on him, but Hosea doesn't give up on her, and I think that this is meant to represent that God, despite the Jewish people turning away from him over and over and over again through the centuries, he never left their side. I may be wrong, I don't know, but I think that's roughly what it is about. Set during the California gold rush in the middle of the 19th century, this is the story of a young woman called Angel. She is this beautiful prostitute with a horrible past whose life changes forever after she meets a farmer called Michael Hosea. Michael is a man of God, and when he first lays eyes on Angel, he hears God telling him that despite her profession, Angel is the woman he wants Michael to marry. So Michael obeys God and asks Angel to marry him more than once, but she wants nothing to do with him, thinking him just another crazy guy who thinks he's in love with her because of her looks. Things happen though, and then Angel and Michael end up living together, and while Michael is putting all of his effort into making his relationship with Angel work, she is still very skeptical and runs away from him more than once. But Michael keeps going after her, wanting to prove to her that his love is real and encouraging her to meet God and grow closer to him. I won't say any more because I don't want to spoil it for you, but I'll just say that before the end, Michael and Angel both have to face a lot of difficult tests, both together and apart. Okay, so I give Redeeming Love 5 out of 5 stars review and really recommend it because it's just one of the most beautiful love stories that I've ever read. The only thing that I could complain about is that I didn't feel the author's writing style was as good as some other historical fiction novels that I've absolutely adore. But other than that, it's just a perfect comfort book. I love the characters. I thought Angel was a woman I could relate to in some ways, and I was really invested in what was going to happen to her, hoping that everything was going to turn out well in the end. So yeah, I could sympathize with her, and I thought she was strong, admirable, and a well-developed character. As to Michael, at first I was like, a bit skeptical, sort of like, seriously? This guy is just too good to be true. And it's hard to believe he could be a real person. But it then sort of dawned on me that Michael is meant to represent God and his love for us. So after that, everything went on smoothly, and it wasn't hard anymore to believe that this sort of love exists. Not only between a man and a woman, but as God's love for us as well, and that's even better. So yeah, Redeeming Love was great not only because it was a really cool love story between the characters, but it was an experience that made me feel that God was talking to me, reminding me of how much he loves me. And looking back, it doesn't surprise me that I cried a river over the course of the whole book. Also, over the past few months, I felt that God wants me to grow closer to him, wants me to heal and change my heart, and I think that I've used reading as a sort of counterfeit God, but now that I've read Redeeming Love, I feel encouraged to read more biblical fiction novels, because that way I would be using something that I'd love to do, my favorite hobby, reading, as a way to grow closer to God. So yeah, I don't know if you guys have any recommendations. I've looked up some more Francine Rivers stories. I might check out those, and I really want to read a cool, epic, really well-written novel on King David's life. So if any of you know of one out there, please let me know. But yeah, before I wrap up my review, I would just like to finish off saying that Redeeming Love also has an interesting setting, believable secondary characters, but it does deal with some very sensitive subjects like rape, pedophiles, incest, and more. So that's something to bear in mind. So I wouldn't recommend this book to everyone unless they know that it deals with sensitive subjects. I really wish they could make a movie of Redeeming Love. I promise I'll watch it and review it. For the moment though, I believe that this is all I have to say about Redeeming Love. Thank you so much for watching my review of it. I'm keeping my fingers crossed that you enjoyed it. Please let me know if you did or if you didn't, as well as what are your own thoughts on this story, the author, the Book of Hosea, other biblical historical fiction books you'd recommend me. But yeah, in the description box below you can find a link to the novels page. And well, I'm Cara Herrera, the Mental Traveler, and I hope you have a wonderful day wherever you're in the world. I'll be seeing you soon. Goodbye!